Hi, I'm Ronnie Walter. I am so grateful for you guys for watching my art tutorials where I show beginners and advanced beginners how to do some cute watercolor with line and using line and watercolor. Really simple, easy, lighthearted, happy designs. That's my whole deal. Lighthearted and happy. And a few people have asked how I put my cards together, if I'm going to make them into a card. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do. This is my process. And so these are some of the cards some of the illustrations that I've made into cards. And I will show you exactly my process to make them. And it might not be how you do it. And that's fine, as long as we get cards on folded stock and send them out to our friends and people. That's all that really matters. So, but I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So stay tuned. Thanks. My first recommendation is to start with the envelope. We all seem to accumulate a lot of envelopes in our life that you can't really use up. So I like to make my cards fit the envelope because it's way easier to fit a card to an envelope than an envelope to a card. So I buy, occasionally when I have a coupon or something, I will buy a pack of envelopes. These are considered A2 from Michael's when they have a coupon. And so I'll have a pack of these. These are a really nice size. This is mostly the size of the ones that I send for the most part. The ones that I have been doing fit this envelope. So I have different shapes. I buy them often. You can find them like this whole pack I bought at a thrift store for next to nothing. That's awesome if you can get it like that. I also bought this big pack of these big gray envelopes that special cards, like big thank yous for big things. I use these, and so I'll make the card based on the size of the envelope. You can always cut envelopes down too. You can, if you're craftier than me, you can go in and start slicing them up and cutting them. So if you have a stash of envelopes, make your cards match your envelopes. So that's step number one. Step number two, once you have your artwork finished, is to make it cuter. There's nothing wrong with doing this exactly as it is. I do a lot of my cards that don't have any enhancement on them. I just glue them down on a piece of cardstock, folded, which I will explain later. But on step two, but lately I have been enhancing them a bit. And that is, I have this handy little corner cutter, which again, totally optional. But if you're a crafter, you might have one of these, and it's so satisfying to round these corners. And sometimes I will just run a little brush line of watercolor around that edge, which gives it a nice little finish. Sometimes I don't do anything. This one is just rounded corners and then glued down. And then lately I have been really enjoying, I have sort of a stash of Posca markers, which are awesome. And this one, their gold is super great. So you kind of have to practice, get it going. And so with a confident hand, you just go along the edge and zhuzh that up with a gold edge. And it makes it look pretty and a little bit fancy. We like a little bit fancy now and then. So I'm kind of off there because guess what? I'm not wearing my glasses. Close enough. So I'm just going to go around that edge. I find it's helpful when you're trying to do a line is to look just slightly, make your eyes look just slightly ahead of where you're drawing the line, and it'll come out really nicely. Okay, so I just put a little gold edge on there. Yeah, I did kind of mess that up on the edge. Do we care? No. Okay, so that's what I just put that on the edge with this Posca marker. It's the gold one, and it is awesome. It's hard to find a gold marker that really consistently works without having to monkey around with it or do any swearing, which I try to avoid. But this is a great marker. Okay, so now we have our little edge on there. Next thing we're going to do is cut the paper. Be right back. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm taking my cardstock. Now, this is a 65-pound cardstock. It's the brand is Astro Bright, and I normally, when I teach my Sketch Cute classes, we work on our line work on the Astro Bright White, and I accidentally bought not bright white. It's a, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a speckled paper. So I can't really use it for my classes, and I have a whole bunch of it. So I use it for my cards. There's always a use for everything we have. So what I do is I am folding it hot dog style. It's folding it in half. And I acquired this bone folder from my sister. And so I just give it a good crease on there. You can use anything. You can use the edge of a credit card or a hotel room key if you happen to have stolen one. And then what's handy about this, with this A2 envelope that I have, where is it? Here it is. This is, it works out really great that half of this sheet, half of this 8.5 by 11, works perfectly for this. So this is 11 inches. And so that's 5.5, make a wee mark there. And then I have this rotary cutter, just your basic rotary cutter. Again, use a coupon. Oops, there goes the bone folder. And I'm just gonna line it up. Am I in the camera here? No, I am not. Hang on. Let's see. There. Now I'm in the camera. And I'm just going to line up that little mark, hold this down, and cut it. And now I have 2 cards. Simple. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is glue this to this. And I'm just going to eyeball it into the center of that. Okay? I've also been asked, why don't you just fold watercolor paper and paint on the watercolor paper and then you already have a card? Okay, here's why I don't do that. One, I might screw that up. So I might have this really nice piece of watercolor paper. I've folded it very precisely, and then I do a painting I don't really like. So there you go. I mean, sure, I can cut that apart and use the back of it and everything, but I prefer to do it on a separate piece of paper, a cutout piece of watercolor paper, so that I can either choose to frame it, or I could put it on a little easel. I have a little rotating art gallery on our mantle that I just put up I have a little tiny like dollar store easel, and I just rotate the artwork out. And so I don't always make these into cards. And so that's why I don't either buy cards that are already folded, like you can buy them in a packet at the art store, or start with a folded card. That's just me. You can do whatever you like. And so that's why I do that. Okay. There's any number of ways you can attach this to this with craft materials, different kinds of tapes and things like that. These are the 3 systems. It's funny to use the word system when it comes to adhering one thing to another thing, that I have used with success. And I do have a preference, which I will tell you. So we're on step 4. Step 4. I have this gnarly old container of a general purpose spray adhesive, which actually has worked pretty well. It's kind of poisonous, so I do it out in the garage instead of down in the basement. And you just spray it on and it stays. It works really well. I just happen to have it. I know they make some that you can buy at the craft store. I thought that when this runs out, I will probably get a smaller one that might be less toxic than this one, but I don't know. They might all be toxic. Don't rely on me to tell you whether they're toxic or not. Read the label. Okay, so I would just spray that on a scrap piece of paper and then glue it down. It's a little messy, gets on your fingers. Not my favorite, but it'll work in a pinch. The other thing is to use double-sided tape. And this is just dollar store double-sided tape. It works okay. You have to use a lot of it. I don't love this. Now, if you bought a better quality, it might work just fine. But my new favorite, and what I will probably continue using, is some sort of craft designed for exactly what we're doing, which is this Elmer's tape runner. And there's various brands of this that works great. And I tend to overglue just to make sure. So this, you just run it along. And so I am just going to, and it makes that cute noise. I'm just giving it some tape. Come along. There we go. Come along. There we go. And so I've put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips down there. And then I eyeball it. Press it down. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay, another thing that I thrifted. Seriously, you guys, you got to start going to thrift stores to get craft and art supplies. But what I will do to make sure that this is adhered well, this is, I don't know what they call this thing, but it's for printmaking, so you get a really good print. It's it's plastic, but it has a really good grip on it. So I will just put a piece of clean paper on top and then just go in and make sure that it's pressed down, and I put the paper on there so I don't mess with my artwork underneath. And that tends to make this adhere really nicely and get nice and stuck down. And then there you go. We have a card. Now you could round these corners too if you want to really cute it up. But it's all ready to go. It's got its little envelope, and I keep a stash of these so that when I'm ready to send a card, I have a card ready for someone. So that's how I do it. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make. I hope this was helpful for you to see how you can make your little designs into adorable artwork for somebody else, because that's what this whole thing is for me, is to share my artwork, is to help you guys get comfortable and have fun and unlock that little creative door. I mean, I love that. And so that's why I do what I do, and I hope that this is helpful for you. So thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.